What's up, tubers? Tio here, Simplistic Fishing, back at you tonight for my final lake breakdown for Wright, Patman. We did all the Google Earth stuff. Hopefully, you guys saw that. If not, go check out our lake breakdown playlist. You can see everything we have out there. But tonight, we're actually going to move over and we're going to talk about the offshore spots. This lake, pretty shallow overall, but has a really awesome river channel that runs through it. I believe we're going to be able to find some fish out there. Let's go. All right, let's get started on Lake Wright Patman as far as the offshore spots go. Now, this lake was pretty unique because it doesn't have a lot of really deep water. There's some deep water down by the dam. There's some a little bit more deep water up on the north side. And then you can see just by looking at these fish icons, there's a few spots down on the south side. But one thing that's really, really cool about this lake is that it has this major river channel or creek channel, whatever you want to call it, that runs all the way through the majority of the lake, and that basically is where the majority of the fish are going to be. So that's pretty much what our offshore spots are going to focus on. But let's go ahead and start here at the dam like we always do. We're going to work our way up north and east, and then we'll wrap around the lake to take care of the rest of the lake here. So first spot that I really like is right here by where the boat ramp is. If you come right off the side of it, you've got a really good break going on right in here. You've got a nice shallow area, less than 6 feet, and then all of a sudden it drops down to say 12 feet. So you've got some sort of a break or a ledge or something that's right on the edge of that point, the back side of that point right there. So I could see that being really good. Also just the top of that point being good as well. Now as you move over here, you'll see the same type thing right here off the edge of this point. It looks like possibly like an old ditch or a creek channel or something that's swinging around here. And it looks like it swings right up against the edge of that point. So there's probably going to be likely to be some brush, some kind of debris or something that's kind of built up there as that creek channel has kind of swung over against that point. So you definitely want to take a look at that area right there. But also while you're there, make sure you look over here on the edge of this point. It's got a pretty good little feeding table coming off right here that you could take a look at. All right, so I'm going to zoom back out, and we're going to keep moving up. The next spot that I really like from offshore spot would be this other point right here. And then as you move a little bit further up, there's another point right here that looks like it's got some pretty good breaks to it. It goes from less than 6 feet to about 11 feet, dropping down to about 16 feet. So you have some pretty good depth right in that area. Now, as you move further up here, there really wasn't a lot up there in regards to a lot of depth. So not a lot to look at there. As we move down here, I didn't see too much until we got right around in here. It starts getting at least a little bit deeper where you can start to look for stuff. I would definitely look over here and just see what kind of breaks you have right in here. This could be an interesting little spot right here. And then once you get done scanning over there, then move down here off this point and see if you can find anything off of that point. So I'm going to zoom back, kind of show you where I am. Now I'm right across from the dam. We're going to start working our way down. As you get down in here, one spot I didn't mark that I probably should have is right in here. If you notice, again, there's this little creek or something going on right in here. You can see it from the contours. If you're following my arrow here, you can kind of see it. So it looks like it may come up and slam up against this bank line right here. So right in here too could be a pretty good spot to take a look at least to see if there's any fish collecting in that area. That would be a pretty good area for them to collect to. And there's a little bit of a point there too, so definitely something to take a look at. Now as you get back in here, in these little coves and these pockets, they have a lot of little secondary points that the fish could possibly set up on, but none of them just looked really juicy from an offshore standpoint. So I kind of stayed out of there and stayed more main lake. Now right here on the main lake, where you have this point, this is definitely a good point for bass. Just the way it sets up, it's a main lake point as well. It's got the creek channel that's fairly close to it, just off to the side out here. So that's definitely going to be this little channel right in here. One spot that you may want to go look at is right here where this little intersection is. Intersections are always good. I didn't notice that the first time, but you may want to go out there and take a look at it. Now this point's going to be good too. Pretty good little feeding table. But if you look off the side of the point, I'm thinking right in here is going to be your better area. especially right here where that fish is. So anywhere from basically the edge of this point all the way over into here, I think that's going to be more of your primary area that you're going to be able to locate some fish there for sure. And I like how it's main lake like that too. And if you notice, that river channel is coming right up against us. That's why I'm getting so excited about just that one spot. Now, as you're there, there's a point here that's not as obvious, that maybe it won't be getting as much pressure because most people are probably paying attention to right where that river channel swing is, and that would be this point right here. It's got a pretty good little top to it, about 6 foot on the top. It breaks off into the creek channel or the river channel, and the river channel is making a big swing there as well. So that can be a pretty good little productive point to fish. I didn't mark it here, but definitely go and take a look at that one. All right, so let's keep moving down. And as we follow the river channel down, I'm going to come out here to the middle and then we'll work our way back. But right here, we talked about it earlier about intersections, and intersections being key areas where you can find fish. Well, this is one of those intersections. So you definitely want to go out here and take a look at that, especially when you're, getting into early summer, stuff like that. That's going to be a really good spot to go take a look at. And then now as we get closer over here to the bank, you'll notice right here on the contours that you've got a hump that's right here. You can see it goes up to about 10 foot. It breaks off to about 18 foot on the southeast side. On the southwest side, about the same thing. It's got a nice little feeding table for them to come up and feed on, with that creek channel bend being right there. But everything about it just sets up pretty good. So take a look at this hump when you're out there. Don't just get stuck on the river channel here, but move over and take a look at that hump. There could be some bass there, or a really good area to find some fish there. All right, and then as we move over here, we're just following this creek channel, right? And right here, it swings up against the point. So real good place again, just like we were talking about earlier, where the creek channel and the river channel was swinging up against the land. Well, when it swings up against the land, that's always good because you got a pretty good ledge there. But when it swings up against the point, that's even better because it almost puts them in a really predictable area when it swings, and that's right where that swing is. They're going to be right around that area, so definitely take a look right in here. This is going to be a good spot for you. All right, so as we move down, you'll see everything's getting pretty shallow. I'm just going to follow this river channel down and pick out some spots on the river channel that I think would be primary spots to go look at. One of them is going to be this first spot you see right here, where it's 25 foot deep. It's one of the deepest spots in this whole entire area, so it could be a good wintertime spot or summertime spot. It's also right on a bend, so real good river channel bend right there. Definitely going to be a good spot to go take a look at. As we move further down, we're going to get down to this one. Same type thing. You've got a pretty good little bend here, a really good deep spot, really good area to go and try to locate some fish. Down here, you've got the bend here. It's not as good as some of those other ones, but you do have one there. You've got another one here you could take a look at. But I really like this one. And I like it because I could fish out here on the outside of it, but then I can also come up here on the inside, and you'll notice you've got a nice little flat that's out there. It says it's 18 foot. I don't know if it actually gets that deep. 12 foot's probably more like it. So you got 12 foot here, and then it's going to break out into the creek channel into 24 foot. So that area right in there, right where I put that marker, definitely pay attention right in there. That's a really good area for them to get up and feed on and trap a lot of bait in that area. All right, so we're going to keep moving over and just kind of following this river channel down, seeing what we can find. The next spot's right here, another one of those really deep spots, right? This is the deepest spot other than that other bend, two deepest spots in the whole entire lake. So definitely go and take a look at those when the time is right. Get out there in the deepest parts, and you'll be surprised what you can find out there. Now, as we move further along, we're just kind of following this river channel. The next thing that we're going to find right here, obviously, is another little deep spot. But what I like about this is you notice it's swinging up against the bank here. You've got a little bit of a bend, and it's swinging right up against the bank. So not a really just, predominant point there, but it's definitely swinging up against the bank line. Going to be a good spot to look. And if you notice, there's a little bit of white right here above the 18. There's just a little bit of white that you can see. So that's going to be a really good deep spot right in that area. Also over here, you've got a really good turn, really good bend. Swing it up again, channel swinging right up against the island that's out here. Going to be a really good spot to go try to find some fish. Looks like there's a little fish attractor possibly right in there. And then as we move down, just kind of following the river channel down right in here. Really like this. So you've got this huge flat that's over here with all this flooded timber. Looks like it's pretty shallow. And then you get out here in this channel and you come right here and you've got a really good bend, really sharp bend. Right in there, I think it's going to be a really good area. It looks like you got flooded timber slamming up right against it as well. Could be a good area right in here too. Again, looking here on the bends, this little bend right here looks really good as well. And then moving down here, we've got a couple more to show you down here. As you move down here, come over here, and right here, when it starts to swing and go into all this flooded timber area, right in this area right here, that's a good place to try to find some fish for sure. And then moving over here, that bend looks good. That little shallow top right there looks good as well. You've also got a nice little swing right here where it's swinging right up against the bank line for quite a while. Those are always good little areas to fish. And then we've got a couple more down here. One is this little intersection. And you can see this one looks pretty interesting because it's 7 foot here and 16 foot here. So pretty big difference in depth. So you know you've got some kind of ledge, some really good channel that's going on in there. And then if you look a little bit further down, this little thing here, I don't know if it's a little hump or what it is, but it's got about a 6 foot drop just right in this little area. So definitely take a look right in that area as well. All right, so I'm going to move over. We're going to work our way back towards the dam, getting back in here into some deeper water. The next place is going to be right up here. We're at Rock Point Boat Ramp. We're going to go right above it. And right there, right where around where those buoys are, there's a really good drop going on right in there. You can see where the pins are there now because I accidentally hit that. So anyways, ignore the pin that's there. See if I can get rid of it. I don't think I can, so we'll just keep moving. Pretend that pin is not there. So the next spot is probably going to be right here. I didn't mark this, but I definitely should have, and I would mark it right now if we're on video, so I'll mark it when we're off video. I don't want to do it while we're on video because it messes up my video for some reason, but this is a nice little hump that's right here. You got a hump here, you got a nice little hump that's out here too, and then you've got a really narrow area, almost like a saddle going right between the two of them, and those are usually pretty good areas to try to find some fish. So go out there and take a look at it. One, it's got this potential holding spot. It just sets up well. I like how it kind of has that little capture point, you know, that place where they can really ambush some fish. So I didn't catch that the first time. That's right up Piney Point Park. I'll go ahead and mark that when I put the waypoints out there on the website for sure. And then moving over here, just following that creek channel. You guys have heard me talk about it before, but getting right off the edge of the bluff, and I know this isn't much of a bluff, but the creek channel's swinging against it right here. Right there, just a little bit south of where I put that marker at, that's always a good spot. I don't know why they like to collect on those little corners, but they love to collect on those corners, so definitely take a look at that. And then we're going to move up here. We're getting out a little bit deeper. We talked about that one earlier. That's that intersection. We only have a couple more to show you. One's going to be right here. This is another big intersection, right? You can see where you've got one spot that goes down to the dam, and then you got the other spot that continues south, but it's also, again, one of the deepest spots in the lake, 29 feet deep. There's nothing else in the lake around here that's that deep. And you've got an intersection there. So definitely go look in that area and see what you can find in that area. And then the last two spots I want to show you, one's going to be down here by the dam. You just got a pretty good little ledge going on right in here. Just got to be careful because you're right there by the dam. And then the next spot is going to be up here as well. There's some kind of an old river channel or something going on out here. You've got some pretty good ledges out here. You could definitely go out here and take a look out there and see what you can find. But coming up right here where it starts to get a little bit shallow, I can see them collecting right up in here. So definitely take a look right in there where I have that marker. And guys, that pretty much wraps us up for Lake Wright Patman. I hope you guys have enjoyed all of the videos. If you haven't seen the previous videos, we actually broke this down using Google Earth and went down and marked rocks and laydowns and stuff like that. So there's a lot of different points that we've put out there for you. You can go out to my site, simplisticfishing.com. You can order your waypoints. I can either email you the waypoints for the digital files, or you can get them on the SD card. And then you basically just take the card, plug it in your graph, and you have all these points on your graphs while you're fishing. It'll change the way you fish. Go and check it out, simplisticfishing.com. Until next time, guys, I hope you catch your PB. Take it easy.